This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Browser at Imperium Chambers. Now settled into our new office. If you've got an immigration problem, please get in touch with me. Today is Happy Rwanda Day. Missed it, Suella. It was actually on the 18th of April 2023. This marked the first anniversary of the Rwanda deal that was going to solve the asylum problem. The UK government, i.e. the taxpayer, i.e. you and me, have paid the Rwandan government £120 million upfront to process asylum seekers in the African Paradise State. So after a year, how many people have actually gone? How many flights have left? The answer is quite easy. We've looked at all the figures month to month. None. Not a single person has been removed to Rwanda, although undoubtedly some UK nationals or other nationals will have gone there, perhaps on safari or to go and see the gorillas in the forest. But no asylum seekers, on the other hand, have been forced to make it their home. In fact, I would suggest that in order to gain popularity and win some votes, this government, and it surely needs to get more popular, would be better off having organised a lottery for, say, 50,000 people to actually go on holiday to Rwanda, which could easily have been funded by the £120 million or so that the government have spent. There are a number of benefits. Firstly, a lot of people would have no doubt enjoyed the trip, and secondly, it might have shown the country in a better light and made people more sympathetic to the policy. Seriously, however, if the government ever do get their act together, then I will update you and put forward a video about what's going to happen. Another reason for this video is to highlight Suella's current stance and the latest right-wing pronouncements. This is Suella has pledged that migrants arriving in small boats are going to be detained and deported within 28 days. As to where they're going to be detained, who knows? And as to how they're going to be deported, I have even less of an idea. I feel it is worth reflecting on the fact that it has been over a year since her predecessor vowed to thwart people smuggling gangs by deporting migrants to Rwanda. I deplore the work of people smuggling gangs and wish there were safe routes. At that time, the Home Secretary, Patels promised it would put an end to this deadly trade in people smuggling. Let's now think about how many illegal migrants have been deported as a result of the scheme. That's right, it's zero. And how many people have arrived since last year? There have been record numbers. It does not take a great data analyst to conclude that Priti Patel's pledge has been a resounding failure, despite multiple promises from leading government figures to the contrary. In her announcement of April last year, Priti Patel promised in the move that this would make the immigration system fairer. I have no idea how, but she seems to think that it would. In June, she recommitted to the policy, adding that preparations for future flights had already begun. Well, if they have, they must have begun at a very slow or glacial progress. Suella Braverman has now stepped into the shoes and added that sending migrants to Rwanda was her dream, and it would break the business model of people smugglers. She has some very strange dreams, in my view. At present, Rishi Sunak's repeated pledges to stop the boats have an uncommon ring with one of his predecessors' hands, face, space slogans. They're 3 words long, they're snappy, they're easy to digest, but as we know, his predecessor wasn't so keen on actually following the hand, space, face guidance due to the fixed penalty notices issued to him and indeed to the current Prime Minister. It looks as if, in reality, when one boils it all down, a year later, all the government has done is produced a lot of hot air, right-wing rhetoric and paid £120 million out of the taxpayer's pocket. And by taxpayer, I mean you or me. Now, with the cost of living crisis, with the NHS struggling, one might have thought that there would have been a better use for the money than giving it to an African government in return for nothing. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope to bring you more news if it happens in this area. Please do stay safe, and if you do have a problem, get in touch with me. Thank you very much for watching. This is Paul Turner, the Immigration Browser at Imperium Chambers.